Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome back to Wicca 303. This week's class is going to be focusing upon the specific challenges that practitioners of the craft might find themselves facing in their romantic lives. Male or female, whether you have untrained potential or you are a fully realized witch or wizard, the plain reality is that we possess an innate form of power that a normal, and I use the term normal for lack of a better term, but we have something that a normal human does not. We are fooling ourselves if we do not acknowledge that that has an impact to our most intimate relationships. Even those who aren't particularly sensitive to energy will instinctively react to ours, whether they find it unnerving or attractive. It's just our energy is a bit louder than that of the average person. And if someone is attracted by that well of power that we possess, the specter of whether they're attracted to who we are or to the energy we project can be a bit worrisome. Another concern is if we are, to borrow a phrase from our Christian brethren, are we evenly yoked with our partners or a potential partner? Do we pull together as a team, or are we the force of nature that drags the other person along? These are serious concerns. It's extraordinarily difficult to be honest with yourself about what you need and want in a life partner, even more so when you're already interested in someone and you have a desire for that relationship to progress into something deeper. It can be easy to put on the rose-colored glasses and not see anything you don't wish to see. An additional complication is, when the other person is interested back, you start absorbing their emotions into your own system, and it can become quite difficult to distinguish between their feelings and yours. It all gets very confusing. And when contemplating a relationship that could potentially lead to marriage, it's important not to let your heart run away without your brain and your instincts. Because of what you are, a practitioner of the craft, I cannot overemphasize how important it is to have a spouse who is supportive of your craft. You could be compatible in literally every other respect, but if your spirituality gives them the ick, then that relationship will not stand the test of time. Another thing to bear in mind is what life stage you're in. And if the person that you want to be with is at a compatible stage, if they're, traveling in the same general direction that you are. I mean, opposites might attract, but people who have completely different goals and opposing needs in life are unlikely to have a successful marriage. Lifestyle is another factor that can bind people together or tear them apart. Suppose you have a vegan and a carnivore who manage to get over their dietary differences. It's possible, it has happened, but it's not exactly a common experience. Similarly, if your religious views or your politics or even your preferences about, where you want to live, one person wants to be in the country, another cannot do without the city. If things are too different, then that is inviting trouble into the relationship. And it's better to think about these things at the beginning rather than 5 years and two kids down the road. Possibly one of the biggest challenges in relationships for practitioners of the craft is how we have to switch our mode of being in order for our relationships to work. As I alluded to this earlier, but I do want to go a bit deeper now. Our innate capabilities do make us a force to be reckoned with. And the more we learn and train and become proficient, the more imposing our will over the energy around us just becomes a habit, sometimes even an unconscious, thoughtless process. And that's all very well when we're carrying out our witchy work. That's all to